You must watch this. Younger women hate when older guys do this. 10 unattractive habits. Stoic Love. Love isn't about age, it's about understanding. It's not the years in your life, but the life in your years that truly matters. Zrenia Abraham Lincoln. It's a common belief that younger women are naturally attracted to older men. And there's truth to that. The qualities that come with age, wisdom, emotional maturity, and a sense of stability often make older men more attractive. But here's the catch. Many older men, despite possessing these advantages, struggle to truly connect with younger women. Time and again, I've seen men in their 30s, 50s, and even 60s fall into predictable traps when dating younger women. The result? Missed opportunities for meaningful connection. They don't fail because of their age or lack of wisdom, but because they fail to highlight the value they bring to the table. It's easy to assume that the issue lies in losing her attention, but the real problem is not showing her the depth and experience that make you unique. It's a missed opportunity to present the very qualities that set you apart. Life experience, stability, and emotional insight. Things that younger men often can't offer. But there's good news. You don't need to change who you are to succeed. You simply need to recognize the areas where things go wrong and adjust your approach. By doing so, you'll not only change how she sees you, but also how you see yourself. In this guide, we'll cover the 7 biggest mistakes older men make when dating younger women. By learning from these common pitfalls, you'll be able to not only keep her interested, but also deepen the connection. Let's begin by diving into the first mistake to avoid. Mistake 1. Idolizing her. When you find yourself in the presence of a younger, attractive woman, it's natural to feel a surge of intimidation. She radiates youth, beauty, and energy, and you might instinctively think, "I'm not good enough for her," or "she's out of my league." This self-doubt can lead you to overcompensate, behaving in ways that ultimately hurt your chances. You might become overly polite, excessively agreeable, or even bend over backwards to cater to her needs, all in an attempt to impress or please her. The truth is, this behavior can make you seem desperate and uninteresting. Women are not drawn to men who put them on pedestals, but rather to those who approach them as equals, with confidence and self-respect. When you idolize her, you subconsciously elevate her above yourself, creating an anxious dynamic where you're constantly second-guessing your every word and action. This breeds insecurity, and unfortunately, women can pick up on it, which only diminishes your appeal. As a result, this pattern becomes exhausting for both you and her. The key is to recognize that women, regardless of age, are simply people. By practicing normal, grounded interactions with women of all ages, you will gradually shed the illusion that younger women are somehow special or untouchable. This will allow you to approach them with confidence, no longer fearing rejection or obsessing over making a perfect impression. Instead of seeing these encounters as high-stakes situations, shift your mindset to one where you understand that you're not auditioning for her approval. She's a person who can choose whether or not to connect with you, just as you have the same freedom. When you stop focusing so much on the outcome, you free yourself from unnecessary pressure and anxiety. As the legendary philosopher Albert Einstein wisely said, "Try not to become a man of success, but rather try to become a man of value." Cultivate your own self-worth and stop pretending to be someone you're not in order to impress. Once you drop the idolization and start seeing yourself as an equal, the dynamic of your relationships will change. You'll begin to attract women who appreciate you for who you truly are, not for who you're pretending to be. The foundation of any healthy relationship is confidence, respect, and equality. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. How do you navigate interactions with younger women? If you found this valuable, comment below and share it with someone who could benefit. Don't forget to subscribe for more wisdom. Comment to remember. I approach women as equals with confidence and self-respect. Let's continue the conversation. How do you handle your interactions with younger women? Share your thoughts below. Mistake 2. not being emotionally available. Let's get one thing straight. Emotional availability is non-negotiable in any relationship. If you're a man, particularly one older than your partner, and you refuse to be emotionally available, you're making a huge mistake. The truth is that no woman, young or old, is going to be drawn to a partner who is emotionally distant or closed off. You may think it's macho or stoic to hide your emotions, but I'm telling you, it's one of the most unattractive things you can do, especially when dating a younger woman. Women, no matter their age, crave emotional depth, connection, and vulnerability. This isn't about grand romantic gestures or empty promises. This is about the real, raw you. When you're emotionally unavailable, you build a wall between you and your partner, a wall that might look sturdy on the outside, but on the inside, it keeps you from creating any genuine intimacy. You become a stranger in your own relationship, and believe me, that's never a good place to be. Opening up doesn't mean you need to spill every secret or expose your deepest fears the moment you meet. You don't have to be an open book right off the bat, but what you do need to do is let her see the real you, the authentic you. Let her hear your thoughts, feel your emotions, and understand what drives you. If you withhold your true feelings or keep everything locked up inside, you're not giving her the chance to truly connect with you. Emotional availability is the key to building trust, intimacy, and, most importantly, respect. You show that you're not afraid of vulnerability, that you're strong enough to let your guard down and share a piece of your soul. As the great Maya Angelou once said, we all have to endure the emotional pain of learning how to be emotionally available, but once we have it, we will be able to create true love. You see, women aren't looking for perfection. They're looking for someone who is real. They want to know that they can be with someone who can express themselves, who isn't afraid to show what they feel. Men who don't open up risk falling into a trap of loneliness, even if they're surrounded by people. When you build walls and hide behind them, you isolate yourself, and that's when the emotional disconnect starts to creep in. This leads to resentment, misunderstanding, and, inevitably, the breakdown of the relationship. So stop pretending that showing emotion makes you weak. It doesn't. It makes you human. In fact, the strongest men are the ones who aren't afraid to be vulnerable. In today's world, where everything moves so quickly, where distractions are abundant, where people struggle to find real connections, emotional availability is the gold standard. Don't make the mistake of assuming your partner will just understand or accept your emotional unavailability. You have to make an effort to meet them halfway. This isn't about being constantly open or being in touch with every single feeling, but rather about showing up as yourself, without masks or facades. That's what builds a lasting connection. Your partner wants to know who you are, not just what you are. And you can't expect to form a meaningful relationship if you refuse to let her in. Now, let's talk about how this translates into action. When you're sitting down together, don't shy away from expressing what's on your mind. When she asks about your day or your thoughts, answer her with honesty. Don't give one-word answers or brush her off. Engage with her. Share your passions, your frustrations, your dreams, your fears. Let her know what makes you tick. And if you're in a tough spot emotionally, don't hide it. Let her in. The key here is consistency. Emotional availability isn't a one-time thing. It's a habit, a practice that you build every single day. Every time you choose to open up, you create deeper intimacy, deeper understanding. And that, my friend, is what fosters the kind of connection that transcends mere attraction. You can't fake this. Women, especially younger women, can spot a fake from a mile away. If you're just going through the motions, pretending to be interested, pretending to be emotionally available, they'll know, and that's a sure way to lose their respect and interest. Real emotional availability is about being present, being genuine. If you're not willing to give that, don't be surprised if she walks away. Women want someone who is emotionally aware, someone who understands that relationships require not just affection, but also a willingness to be vulnerable, open, and honest. It's time to take charge of your own emotional growth. Don't wait for her to teach you how to be emotionally available. Be the man who takes responsibility for his emotions, the man who leads by example. Because here's the cold, hard truth. If you're not emotionally available, you are sabotaging your chances at building something meaningful. The way we communicate with others and with ourselves ultimately determines the quality of our lives, says Tony Robbins. Take that to heart. If you want a relationship that's deep, lasting, and fulfilling, emotional availability is where it starts. The question is, are you ready to show up as the emotionally available man you're capable of being? The choice is yours. But remember, time waits for no one. Comment to remember. I am emotionally available and ready to connect deeply. Mistake 3. Being overly serious. When older men interact with younger women, there's a natural temptation to come across as profound or deeply wise by diving into serious topics. It's not uncommon for older guys to focus on offering life lessons, discussing philosophical views, or recounting the hardships they have endured, thinking that this will make them appear more impressive or insightful. However, this often results in an overly serious tone that can unintentionally create a sense of emotional distance. While it's true that wisdom and experience are invaluable, the key to truly connecting with someone, especially a younger woman, lies in more than just profound conversations. Younger women, like anyone else, enjoy humour, lightheartedness, and playful moments. It's about striking the right balance. Imagine the difference between spending time with someone who is constantly serious, always lecturing or reflecting on the difficulties of life, versus someone who can mix in humour, tease, and lighten the mood when necessary. Life, at its core, is about balance, and relationships flourish when both individuals can share laughter and moments of joy alongside the meaningful talks. If you're perpetually serious, you may unintentionally create a stifling atmosphere where she feels more like a student than a partner. This dynamic can quickly make interactions feel strained and uncomfortable. In contrast, incorporating humour and playfulness not only brings vitality to the conversation, but also shows that you're more than just a life coach or a sage dispensing advice from a pedestal. It reveals that you're a man who knows how to enjoy life, embrace the lighter side, and most importantly, make her feel at ease. Remember, every great relationship requires an emotional connection, and to foster that, you need to be open to not only the profound discussions, but also the carefree, fun moments that make life feel lighter. As Albert Einstein once said, "A person who never made a mistake never tried anything new." That same mindset should be applied to your interactions. Take risks, embrace humour, and don't be afraid to be playful. It's the little moments of joy that often form the strongest bonds. If you want to truly connect with younger women, think about mixing wisdom with playfulness, giving her the space to relax, laugh, and feel comfortable around you. So, the next time you find yourself in a conversation, remember that while depth is important, don't forget to have fun, laugh, and let her see the lighter side of life. This will not only make you more relatable, but will also encourage her to open up more, making for a truly enriching connection. And now, I'd love to hear from you. What's your experience with balancing serious and fun conversations? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Mistake 4. Positioning yourself as a mentor. When older men find themselves attracted to younger women, it's all too easy to fall into the trap of positioning themselves as mentors, believing that offering guidance will make them indispensable. The idea is simple. By showing how much life experience, career advice, and wisdom they can provide, they think they'll appear valuable and worthy of admiration. While this mindset might seem harmless at first glance, it carries a subtle but powerful flaw. It erases the romantic or sexual tension that could spark intimacy. Instead of fostering mutual attraction, the dynamic shifts from one of chemistry to admiration and respect. And while respect is crucial in any relationship, it's not the kind that leads to romance. She begins to see you as a source of wisdom, not as someone she could potentially see as a lover, which makes it hard to transition into something more intimate. Over time, what you thought was bonding over shared insights or lessons might end up cementing your place in the dreaded friend zone. And when you finally express a romantic interest, it can feel out of left field, awkward, forced, and ultimately uncomfortable for both parties. At this point, you've spent so much time positioning yourself as a mentor that when you attempt to shift to a romantic dynamic, it feels like a complete break from the rapport you've built. She might wonder if your interest in her was always just about teaching, or if you had ulterior motives all along, which can create confusion and unease. By the time you make your move, you could already be too late. She's already placed you in a box that doesn't allow for romance, and no amount of charm can erase that. So how can you avoid this pitfall? The solution lies in setting the tone from the very beginning. Instead of positioning yourself as merely a mentor or guide, introduce a playful and flirtatious dynamic early on. Create a connection that goes beyond just offering advice and makes her feel like more than just someone you want to teach. This doesn't mean being overly aggressive or inappropriate, but rather incorporating subtle moments of teasing, light-hearted compliments, and gentle flirtation into your interactions. These small gestures lay the foundation for something deeper and help her see you not just as a source of guidance, but as someone who can offer more. This approach keeps her engaged and allows her to view you through a lens of both admiration and attraction, avoiding the just friends category. Women are incredibly perceptive and can sense when someone is being authentic. If your true intentions are romantic, trying to act as though you're only a mentor will come across as disingenuous. Instead, allow her to see the full spectrum of who you are, someone who offers wisdom but also has the confidence, charisma, and energy to be a potential partner. Authenticity is key. By confidently showcasing your interest in her beyond mentorship, you create space for both admiration and romance to coexist, fostering a deeper and more meaningful connection. The earlier you make your intentions clear in a playful and authentic way, the more likely you are to avoid the trap of becoming just another mentor figure in her life. Comment with this affirmation: I attract admiration and romance through authenticity. Mistake 5. Trying too hard to look young. There is one major pitfall that older men often fall into, one that can instantly turn off younger women: trying too hard to look younger. It may seem harmless at first, wearing clothes that don't fit your age, throwing around slang that feels forced, or diving into trends that don't align with your true self. However, in reality, this is a mistake that backfires in the most unattractive way. You might believe you're trying to stay relevant or fit in with younger crowds, but what you're really doing is showing insecurity, not confidence. The truth is, younger women can spot this immediately. What you think looks youthful and fresh actually screams discomfort with your own age. And that disconnect, it's palpable. It's not only unattractive, it's also off-putting. You may think that pretending to be younger will make you more desirable, but in fact, it does the opposite. Authenticity is far more attractive. When you embrace your age, when you own it with pride and confidence, that's what truly draws people in. Confidence, after all, is timeless. There's nothing more magnetic than a man who is at peace with where he is in life and in his own skin. The power's in your maturity. A well-groomed man who dresses sharply, yet age-appropriately, exudes a natural charm that no amount of trendy clothes or youthful affectations can replicate. Being stylish doesn't mean mimicking the young. It means finding a balance, a style that reflects both your life experience and your modern sensibility. But it doesn't stop with appearance. True attraction also comes from how you take care of yourself, both physically and mentally. Don't aim to turn back the clock, but rather focus on feeling your best at any age. Health and fitness should be about vitality, energy, and confidence, not trying to look like someone half your age. Similarly, drop the act of using every bit of youthful slang or chasing every new trend. Wisdom and authenticity speak louder than any fleeting cultural moment. It's not about looking younger or keeping up with the latest buzzwords. It's about demonstrating your depth, experience, and the wisdom that comes with age. This is what sets you apart from younger men and makes you stand out. Younger women today are attracted to men who carry themselves with a quiet confidence, who understand the value of life experience and aren't afraid to show it. They want to know that a man can handle himself in any situation, that he's not just some follower of trends, but someone who has cultivated wisdom over time. You have what younger men don't: experience, knowledge, and a sense of self that comes from years of living with intention. So let go of the desire to appear younger, and instead focus on being the best version of yourself at this stage of your life. Be confident in your age, be comfortable in your skin, and own it. As the great philosopher Socrates once said, "Wisdom begins in wonder." Let your wisdom, your experience, be your most attractive feature. The truth is, when you embrace the man you've become, you will naturally attract others who value what you bring to the table. The best version of yourself is not the one trying to fit in with younger crowds. It's the one who knows exactly who he is. Own your story, live your truth, and watch as others are drawn to your authentic power. Mistake 6. Leading with money. In today's world, many older men make the fatal mistake of thinking that their financial success is the ultimate key to attracting younger women. They mistakenly believe that flaunting their wealth, be it through expensive cars, luxurious vacations, or boasting about their high-paying jobs, will win their attention. Some go even further, thinking that showering women with money or lavish gifts will foster a meaningful bond. But here's the hard truth. While money may catch her eye initially, it won't lead to the lasting, meaningful connection you're after. Leading with wealth reduces you to nothing more than a walking ATM. It turns you into a mere transaction, rather than a genuine partner offering real value beyond your bank balance. Sure, money can signal stability and success, which are undeniably attractive traits, but if that's all you have to offer, you're bound to attract women who only see you as a resource to exploit. They aren't looking for a real connection. They're interested in what you can give them. The solution is simple, though it requires maturity and insight. Stop leading with your wealth. Instead, let your financial success speak for itself over time, as a natural result of your hard work. Focus on cultivating your character, values, and emotional intelligence. The women who are truly worth your time aren't looking for someone who will shower them with material goods. They're searching for someone who is emotionally secure, someone whose personality, values, and life perspective resonate with their own. When you lead with your character and emotional depth, you send a message that you're a man of substance. You're not someone who buys affection. You're someone whose value lies in his integrity, intelligence, and emotional stability. The right woman won't be impressed by your wealth alone. She will be drawn to your depth and authenticity. As Aristotle once said, "The good for man is an activity of the soul in accordance with virtue." Your worth is determined not by your material possessions, but by the virtues you embody and how you treat others. In the end, a relationship built on mutual respect, emotional connection, and shared values will always be more fulfilling than one built on financial transactions. Maya Angelou wisely reminded us that we all should know that diversity makes for a rich tapestry, and we must understand that all the threads of the tapestry are equal in value no matter their colour. This is true in relationships as well. The richness of your connection with someone is determined not by your wealth, but by the depth of your experiences and shared values. If you want to form a lasting, meaningful relationship, you must lead with who you truly are. Stop hiding behind your wallet and start showing up as the confident, accomplished man you are. The right woman will be drawn to you for who you are, not just for what you can offer financially. So take control of your life, lead with your character, and watch as the relationships you build grow in authenticity, respect, and meaning. Mistake 7. Forgetting the importance of physical attraction. As men age, they often place more emphasis on the wisdom they've acquired, their professional achievements, and their emotional maturity. While these qualities are indeed valuable in any relationship, they can sometimes lead to a mistaken belief that physical attraction no longer holds much weight. Yet, it's essential to remember that despite the depth of a connection, physical chemistry remains a fundamental aspect of any romantic relationship, particularly in the early stages. Many older men, upon reaching a certain stage of life, may unintentionally neglect their appearance, assuming that things like physical fitness or style are no longer relevant. However, this assumption couldn't be further from the truth. Younger women, like anyone else, are drawn to physical attraction. It is not just about appearance, but the feeling that your partner evokes in them when they see you, the energy you exude when you take care of yourself, and the confidence you radiate when you're comfortable in your skin. Physical chemistry doesn't simply vanish with age. In fact, maintaining a healthy lifestyle and putting effort into your physical appearance can do wonders not only for your self-esteem, but for how you're perceived by others. Staying active and engaging in regular exercise helps you maintain physical vitality, which is not only attractive, but also ensures that you're able to keep up with the demands of a relationship. It doesn't mean you need to hit the gym like you're preparing for a bodybuilding competition, but simple activities like walking, swimming, or yoga can make a noticeable difference. Dressing well also plays a crucial role. Looking sharp and well-groomed gives off an impression of confidence and self-respect. Women, especially younger ones, notice the little details: how you carry yourself, how you dress, and whether you make an effort to maintain your appearance. It's not about vanity, it's about presenting yourself in a way that shows you care about yourself and the people around you. It's also important to consider the deeper psychological effects of self-care. When you take the time to nurture your body, whether through proper diet, exercise, or grooming, you not only enhance your physical appearance, but also your mental and emotional well-being. A man who values and invests in himself becomes more confident, and this confidence is incredibly appealing. Confidence, not arrogance, creates a magnetic effect that draws others in. It's the kind of subtle yet powerful energy that keeps a younger woman intrigued, allowing her to see you as someone who is self-assured and in control. When you look after your health, you demonstrate that you take your well-being seriously, which is attractive because it indicates that you can also take care of others. So, make it a habit to pay attention to your physical needs, not just the intellectual or emotional ones. A well-balanced approach that values both emotional depth and physical attraction can create a far more fulfilling and sustainable connection. Another often overlooked aspect is the simple act of grooming and dressing appropriately for your age and body type. As we get older, our bodies change, and that's perfectly natural. However, that doesn't mean you should throw in the towel and stop caring about how you present yourself. Embrace your age with style, but also make adjustments as necessary to ensure you're highlighting your best features. For example, wearing clothes that fit well and complement your body shape can create an overall more appealing appearance. Avoiding overly baggy or outdated clothing can make a huge difference. Young women are attracted to men who are comfortable in their skin, and one of the best ways to show that comfort is through the care you take in dressing. The confidence that comes from wearing clothes that fit properly and are tailored to your personal style can boost not only your own sense of self-worth, but also your attractiveness in the eyes of others. It's also essential to stay open to evolving your style. Fashion isn't just for the young, and age doesn't mean you have to settle for outdated or unflattering looks. Experiment with different styles, but make sure to select those that suit both your personality and body type. It can be refreshing and stimulating to step outside of the box and try new looks, and this doesn't mean abandoning who you are. It just means adapting to the times in a way that feels comfortable. The goal isn't to mimic what younger men are doing, but rather to stay true to your identity while looking modern and sharp. A keen sense of style can be a huge factor in keeping the spark alive in any relationship, especially one with a younger woman who appreciates confidence and effort in equal measure. Lastly, it's important to remember that while physical attraction is crucial, it is by no means the sole component of a successful relationship. Physical attraction alone cannot sustain long-term connections, but it is a powerful catalyst that keeps the connection alive, particularly at the beginning. When physical chemistry is nurtured through self-care, grooming, and maintaining an active lifestyle, It allows the emotional and intellectual aspects of the relationship to grow organically. After all, a healthy relationship is one that balances attraction, mutual respect, shared values, and, of course, fun. So don't ignore the importance of maintaining your appearance, both for yourself and for the people around you. By continuing to prioritize your health, fitness, and style, you not only keep the spark alive in your own life, but also increase the chances of fostering a deep, meaningful relationship with someone who appreciates the effort you've put into being the best version of yourself. Mistake 8. Messing up the age question. When a younger woman asks about your age, it can trigger a moment of unease, especially if you're aware of the age gap. Instead of letting the question derail the conversation, remember that how you respond matters more than the question itself. If you react with discomfort or defensiveness, you signal that you see your age as a problem. The real issue is not your age, but how you handle it. Confidence is key. If you answer with ease, you show that you're comfortable in your own skin. Humor can help lighten the moment. For example, you could joke, "I'm actually too old for you. We'd never work," or simply state your age with a relaxed smile. If humor isn't your style, just own it directly. The goal is to make your age feel like a natural part of who you are. Once you've acknowledged it confidently, steer the conversation back to something engaging and show her that your age doesn't define your worth. In today's world, relationships with age gaps are more common, and showing confidence will set the tone for how she perceives you. So next time the age question comes up, smile, own it, and demonstrate that age is just a number, not a barrier to a meaningful connection. Mistake 9. Overlooking her needs and desires. As we grow older and accumulate more experiences, it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that we've learned everything there is to know about relationships, especially when it comes to younger women. Our wealth of experience, paired with the wisdom gained from past relationships, can sometimes lead us to believe that we already know what she needs, what will make her happy, and how to navigate the relationship. However, assuming you know what's best without truly listening and understanding her can be a significant mistake. When you assume that your past experiences or your generalizations about younger women automatically apply to her, you are not only failing to acknowledge her as an individual, but also unintentionally dismissing her feelings and desires. Every person is different, and no two people, regardless of their age or background, share the exact same needs or wants in a relationship. It's critical to remember that relationships are not about a one-size-fits-all solution. They are about creating a space for mutual respect, understanding, and communication. One of the most important things you can do in any relationship is to listen, to truly listen to her thoughts, her desires, and her boundaries. As the famous philosopher Epictetus once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." This wisdom is especially true when it comes to relationships. The art of listening involves more than just hearing her words. It's about making an active effort to understand what she values, what makes her feel loved, what triggers her fears, and what excites her in a relationship. Simply assuming you know these things based on your own experiences not only creates a disconnect, but it can also lead to misunderstandings that can be difficult to overcome. A healthy relationship requires both partners to feel heard, valued, and understood. It's crucial to acknowledge that your desires and preferences may not align with hers. What might make you feel loved or secure may not hold the same meaning for her. Respecting her individuality and taking the time to understand her specific needs, whether emotional, physical, or personal, is a powerful way to nurture a relationship that thrives. Relationships aren't about trying to mold your partner into someone who fits your expectations or desires. They are about creating an environment where both individuals can express themselves freely without fear of judgment or invalidation. This not only leads to a deeper connection, but it also creates a space where both partners can grow and evolve together. As the renowned relationship expert John Gottman says, "In relationships, the little things are the big things. This could not be truer when it comes to listening to and understanding your partner's needs. Often, the most meaningful gestures aren't grand or expensive, but the small, consistent actions that show you care and that you're paying attention to the little things that matter to her. Taking time to learn what's important to her, what makes her feel special, and what she's passionate about is one of the most profound ways to deepen your bond. It's about showing up for her, being present, and offering her the space to express herself without feeling judged or misunderstood. The more you respect and embrace her individual needs, the more she will feel loved and supported in the relationship. And as you build this trust and understanding, you'll discover that it's not about trying to control or predict her needs based on your past. It's about creating a relationship where both of you feel equally heard, respected, and appreciated. As the famous author Maya Angelou wisely said, "We all should know that diversity makes for a rich tapestry, and we must understand that all the threads of the tapestry are equal in value no matter their colour." In relationships, this translates to the understanding that each person brings their own unique desires and preferences, and those differences are what make the relationship dynamic, beautiful, and lasting. By fostering an environment where both people's needs are met and respected, you create a relationship that is not only fulfilling, but also healthy and sustainable. So take the time to listen, ask her about her needs, and show her that her voice matters just as much as yours. Don't assume that your experience makes you the expert on what she needs. Instead, approach the relationship with an open heart and a willingness to learn from her. This simple yet powerful shift can transform the dynamic of your relationship, making it one based on genuine connection and respect. The most successful relationships are those where both partners feel heard, understood, and valued. In the end, the key to building a lasting connection is not in assuming you know what's best, but in respecting and learning from each other. So I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What have you learned about listening and truly understanding your partner's needs? How have you made an effort to show respect for her individuality? Share your insights, and let's start a conversation about how we can all improve our relationships by being better listeners and more respectful partners. Mistake 10. Being too overprotective. Listen closely, because this is the kind of insight that will change the way you approach your relationships. And it all comes down to one simple truth. Don't be overprotective. We live in an age where independence is a prized virtue, and that's just as true for the women you're interested in as it is for you. Men in their 40s, 50s, and beyond often have an abundance of life experience to offer, and while that wisdom can provide a sense of security, stability, and protection, you must be extremely cautious about crossing the line into overbearing behaviour. There's a subtle but incredibly powerful difference between looking out for someone and suffocating their independence. Older men may think that their life experience automatically grants them the right to always look out for her, to shield her from every difficulty or challenge. But here's the harsh reality. No woman wants to be treated like a helpless child. This is about respect, respecting her autonomy. Don't mistake protection for control. Younger women want to feel trusted, capable, and free to navigate the world on their own terms. You cannot be the type of man who hovers, second-guessing her every decision or telling her what to do at every turn. That's not leadership, it's limitation. Remember this. Trust is the cornerstone of any strong relationship. Trust her ability to handle challenges just as you would want her to trust you. Show her that you believe in her capacity to succeed and make decisions on her own, but be there when she truly needs your guidance. Don't act as if every little obstacle needs your intervention. When you do, you rob her of the very thing that makes her feel powerful, her independence. In fact, constantly stepping in makes her feel powerless. It creates a dynamic where she feels like she's under constant surveillance, incapable of being her true self. This is where relationships break down, not from a lack of care, but from too much of it, a misguided attempt at security that ends up suffocating both partners. The truth is, if you want a lasting and meaningful relationship, you must empower her as much as you empower yourself. A partnership isn't about one person assuming the role of the protector or the guardian. It's about two individuals growing together, learning from one another, and standing by each other in a way that encourages mutual respect and personal growth. Think about it. How many times have you felt drained or frustrated when someone tried to control your actions? It feels awful, doesn't it? Now, put yourself in her shoes. That constant watchful eye feels like an invisible weight on her shoulders, stifling her ability to live freely. So stop hovering. Let her breathe. Give her the space she needs to make her own decisions, even if she stumbles sometimes. Trust that her growth as an individual is just as important as your own. As Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoics, said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. Be the man who empowers, not the one who imprisons. There's nothing more attractive than a man who understands the delicate balance between strength and respect, who knows when to step in and when to step back." Now, think carefully. What kind of man do you want to be? One who dominates every situation, or one who builds a woman up and celebrates her independence? Choose wisely. Choose wisely because in this world, strength comes from trust, not control. So before you jump in and try to solve every problem for her, ask yourself, is this really what she needs? Does she need your protection, or does she need your belief in her ability to face challenges head on? Be the man who believes in her. That's the true power you should wield. In doing so, you'll not only become a better partner, but you'll find your own sense of empowerment through the strength and independence you allow her to retain. Stop thinking that protecting her means controlling her every move, because when you do that, you'll lose her. Start thinking about how you can support her in a way that lets her rise. This is the only way forward in any relationship. The only way to build something strong, lasting and empowering for both of you. So now, it's your turn. How will you show her that you trust her to handle life's challenges? Drop a comment below if you're ready to make the change and become the man who lifts, not limits. Like, comment, and subscribe for more real talk wisdom that'll transform your relationships. Hey there, thanks for sticking with me until the end of today's video. To wrap it up, let's just quickly review the key mistakes older men often make when dating younger women. Idolizing her, getting caught up in the age gap, focusing too much on money, playing the mentor role, trying too hard to look youthful, bragging about accomplishments, and neglecting your physical presence. But here's the truth. At the heart of these mistakes is a simple, powerful truth. It's all about being comfortable with who you really are. When you stop trying to impress and focus on being confident, self-aware, and authentic, that's when things start to shift in the right direction. At Blessing of Stoicism, we don't just want to help you in your dating life. We want you to become the best version of yourself in every area. This is about building a life full of purpose, strength, and respect, qualities that naturally draw in the right people and experiences. So, take a moment to reflect. Where can you improve? It doesn't have to be about perfecting everything overnight, but making small, positive changes each day will add up. The journey to becoming better never stops, and it starts with embracing who you truly are. Thanks so much for watching. If you found value in today's video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who could use this. And if you have any thoughts or experiences to share, drop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Take care, keep improving, and I'll see you next time. Things younger women love to hear from older men, and they'd never admit it. Stoic Love. A woman's heart is like a garden, and words are the seeds that can make it bloom. Unknown. If you're feeling frustrated by being overlooked or unsure of what to say to spark the attention of a younger woman, this video will change the game for you. In this video, I'll reveal 6 powerful phrases that younger women secretly crave to hear from older, more experienced men. These words have a magnetic effect, and when used right, they'll draw her in closer, creating a connection so strong that she won't be able to resist. Want to know what these phrases are and understand the psychological triggers behind them. Then keep watching, because you're about to learn the secret words that will make her not just listen, but truly become captivated by you. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll have everything you need to keep her wanting more. Before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on powerful insights. Let's get started. Number 1. Just being near you makes my mind start imagining things it probably shouldn't. Imagine this. Just being near you makes my mind start imagining things it probably shouldn't. A phrase bold, seductive, and filled with mystery, it creates an immediate tension in the air. This line is expertly crafted to hint at desire, yet leaves much to the imagination, drawing her in without saying too much. It lets her feel your attraction without crossing any lines, allowing the mystery to work its magic. As the great philosopher Seneca once said, "The greatest remedy for love is the cure of the spirit." This phrase touches on that very remedy, drawing attention to your emotional and mental response to her presence. Why does this work? Because younger women crave a delicate balance, sophistication mixed with sensuality. This line is an example of flirtation that does not bombard with overt advances, but teases the mind in a clever, well-crafted way. It shows attention and awareness of her impact on you, both emotionally and physically, building a connection that goes beyond the surface. When you say this, you are establishing a subtle dominance in the interaction, giving her a glimpse into your emotions while still maintaining control of the situation. Remember, it's not about what you say, but how you say it. A deliberate pause before this line gives it power. As you deliver it, lock eyes with her and give a subtle, almost imperceptible smile. Your voice should be low and inviting, like you're sharing a secret between just the two of you. The pause builds tension, making her wonder what else is to come. This psychological effect pulls her closer, leaving her intrigued. Once you say it, follow up with something like, "It's impossible not to think about how it would feel if it were just the two of us, completely at ease with no one else around." This enhances the intensity of the moment and reinforces that you are in control of the interaction. It keeps things light, but charged with anticipation, making her feel like she is part of something special and exclusive. The secret to mastering this? Use it in moments where the atmosphere is light, but there's clear attraction. Be mindful of your tone, lower it, soften it slightly, and speak as though revealing a secret that she's meant to hear. You are not just having a conversation, you are orchestrating an experience that resonates deeply with her emotions. If she responds well, you know you've struck the right chord. She'll think about you long after the encounter ends. The game is subtlety, the key is control. Now, I want you to think about this. Have you ever used words like these in a moment of quiet power? What was the result? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk about how mastering your presence and words can transform your interactions. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more insights like this. After all, knowing how to use your words is one of the most powerful tools you can have. Number 2. You remind me how good it feels to enjoy the moment. You remind me how good it feels to enjoy the moment. This isn't just a compliment, it's a declaration of admiration for her vibrant energy, one that brings a refreshing spontaneity into your life. It's a phrase that taps into what many young women cherish, freedom and the thrill of living in the moment. When you say this, you're not only showing her that her youthful energy stirs something within you, but that her presence reawakens a deep appreciation for the simple joys of life. This is a powerful connection. It tells her she is more than just an individual. She's a catalyst for you to reconnect with the things you may have lost touch with over time. Why does it work so effectively? Because young women love knowing that they bring something new and positive into the life of someone experienced, someone who has lived through lessons, growth, and wisdom. This phrase speaks to the core of what she wants to hear. She's not just a passing phase. She's someone capable of influencing you on a deeper level. By saying this, you're subtly telling her that you value her, not just for her looks, but for the way she makes you feel alive and present. This is about connecting at a deeper emotional level, one that transcends surface-level attraction. Pro tip: amplify this message by adding, "Your vibe reminds me how great it is to laugh, enjoy, and let go of worries every now and then. It's inspiring." This extension doesn't just compliment her, it underscores the profound effect she has on you. It's a subtle yet powerful reminder that even as someone who has lived a full life, you're open to her unique influence, making her feel both special and valued. So, what are you waiting for? Don't just stand there. Connect with her emotionally. Leave a comment below on how you felt the power of a simple phrase. And if you find today's content very interesting, please give me a word of encouragement by commenting "very interesting" in the comments section. That is a huge motivation for us. Thank you. Number 3. You're more mature than most women I know. You're more mature than most women I know. This statement is not just a compliment, it's a gateway to deeper emotional connection. When you tell a younger woman this, you're tapping into a powerful psychological element, her ego. Women, particularly those who are drawn to older men, yearn to be seen as exceptional, to stand out from their peers. By acknowledging her maturity, you not only affirm her intelligence and wisdom, but also distinguish her from other women her age. This goes beyond simple flattery. It celebrates qualities she deeply values but might not often hear from others. Why does this work so well? Younger women frequently feel overlooked or dismissed by those around them, especially when it comes to their emotional depth and intellectual capacity. Many may struggle to be taken seriously, particularly by younger men who are more likely to focus on her physical appearance than the strength of her mind. By telling her she's more mature, you're subtly positioning yourself as someone who recognizes her worth, not just in superficial terms, but in a way that's rooted in deeper values she likely shares but rarely gets acknowledged for. In essence, you're letting her know that you're not interested in just the surface level, but in who she truly is beneath that. To make this compliment even more meaningful, follow it up with a more specific observation, like, "I can tell by the way you speak and the decisions you make that you have a much more mature outlook on the world." This adds weight to your words, turning a general statement into a genuine recognition of her unique qualities. It reinforces your position as an experienced man who sees beyond appearances and appreciates what really matters. What's the takeaway here? Recognize her maturity and intelligence, and she'll feel seen in a way that most others won't. This not only boosts her self-esteem, but also deepens the attraction you're cultivating. Now think about the women in your life. How can you show them that you value their depth rather than just their surface? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. How do you express genuine appreciation for someone's true qualities? Number 4. You have a sparkle in your eyes that's simply contagious. You have a sparkle in your eyes that's simply contagious. This compliment goes beyond mere flattery. It taps into something deeper and more meaningful, emphasizing a unique feature that others may not even notice. It avoids the overused cliches and instead speaks to the essence of what makes her stand out. This phrase makes her feel special, seen, and admired for qualities that are beyond the surface. But why does it work? Younger women often crave attention that goes beyond the obvious. They long for someone who can see the little details, the qualities that are uniquely theirs. By pointing out her sparkle, you're not just acknowledging her beauty, you're recognizing the light she brings into the room, something that others may fail to notice. It's not just about physical attractiveness. It's about the emotional connection that's created when you see her for who she truly is. Take it a step further and follow up with something like, "When you look at someone, it's like you light up the entire room. It's something I don't see in anyone else." This statement doesn't just reinforce the compliment, but makes it feel exclusive, genuine, and irreplaceable. It deepens the connection, letting her know that her presence is uniquely captivating and that, in your eyes, she stands apart from anyone else. This approach isn't about superficial charm. It's about emotional resonance. When you make her feel truly noticed for who she is, not just how she looks, You create an emotional bond that's hard to ignore. Remember, young women don't always want to hear what everyone else says. They crave authenticity and emotional depth, especially from older, more experienced men who can appreciate these subtleties. So when you speak from a place of genuine admiration, she'll not only feel valued, but also intrigued by the connection you're fostering. What's your take on this approach? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's talk about how these small gestures can create powerful connections. Number 5. I like how authentic you are. That's rare these days. When you speak to a younger woman, the words you choose can make all the difference in the world. There's power in authenticity, in showing that you see more than just surface-level beauty. When you say, I like how authentic you are, that's rare these days. You are doing more than just offering a compliment. You're telling her that her true self stands out in a world where so many wear masks. It's a statement that resonates deeply, making her feel unique, valued, and emotionally connected to you. Young women, especially those drawn to older men, crave recognition not just for their looks, but for their authenticity. In a world full of superficiality, they want to be seen for who they truly are, individuals with depth and complexity. When you notice that and make it known, you're not just speaking to her ego, you're feeding her soul. As Stoic wisdom reminds us, the first step to becoming wise is knowing the difference between what we can change and what we cannot. You, by acknowledging her individuality, are empowering her to feel that she controls how she's seen, not just by you, but by the world. Now let me give you a pro tip. Don't stop at just, you're authentic. Get personal. Dive deeper. Say something like, I notice how honest you are and how unafraid you are to show your true self. That's incredible and so rare. Now you've given her not just a compliment, but a validation of her very essence. This is what makes your words magnetic, unforgettable. You're no longer just another man. You are a man who sees her and values her in ways others don't. Imagine for a moment that you send her a text. Just one line that lingers in her mind, invades her thoughts, and creates an uncontrollable pull to you. It's not just words. It's a psychological message that stirs emotions, making her think about you constantly. Even if she has a boyfriend or sees you as just a friend, your words have awakened something deeper. This is the magic of language, the ability to evoke desire, connection, and emotional depth. But be careful. Such power, if wielded without thought, can change everything. If you're not ready for her to feel an uncontrollable urge to see you again, then avoid this kind of message. Remember, the words you speak hold weight. They can either elevate a woman or leave her indifferent, so choose your phrases carefully. Make her feel special, make her feel seen, and above all, make her feel like she is the one worth pursuing. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever tried this approach with someone? What impact did it have? Drop a comment below, share your story. Let's start a conversation and learn from each other. And if you found this video valuable, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Because trust me, the next video could change everything for you. As we wrap up today's video, I want to leave you with something powerful. Imagine being able to master the art of speaking in a way that creates an undeniable chemistry. A sequence of magnetic words that spark desire and attraction so intense she won't be able to resist. It's all about tapping into what younger women secretly love to hear. And trust me, when you speak from a place of genuine admiration and depth, you create something that lasts far beyond surface-level attraction. But here's the key. Don't just say these things for the sake of it. Be authentic. Be sincere. Compliments that speak to her soul, not just her looks, are what truly make you stand out. When you use your words with intention, you create emotional connections that are far more powerful than anything superficial. So, my advice? Next time you're with someone who sparks your interest, don't be afraid to speak with meaning. Let her know she's unique and make her feel truly seen. If you enjoyed this, leave a comment and share your thoughts. Stay confident, stay genuine, and I'll see you in the next one. you.